Unlike the UK and the US, several European nations have taken drastic steps to curtail immigration in an effort to safeguard their national assets and prosperity. In today's video, we explore 15 European countries that have firmly resisted immigration. Let's jump right in. Number 15. Bulgaria. Situated in Southeast Europe, Bulgaria boasts a rich cultural heritage and picturesque landscapes, including the Black Sea coast. With a population of approximately 6.8 million, Bulgaria has a strict immigration policy. As of 2020, Bulgaria had about 990,000 immigrants, representing 1.3% of the population, though these numbers fluctuate with EU policies. Bulgaria has taken strong measures to curb immigration, notably building a border wall along its Turkish frontier to prevent illegal crossings. The nation also significantly enhanced its border security and has one of the EU's lowest rates of asylum approval. Political groups such as the Bulgarian National Movement, VMRO, have actively voiced their opposition to mass immigration, advocating for stricter border controls. Consequently, Bulgaria remains one of the most rigid countries regarding immigration policies. Number 14. Lithuania. Lithuania, a Baltic country with a population of 2.8 million, has a vibrant cultural scene and a swiftly growing economy. Its geographical position as an entryway to the EU has resulted in a migrant influx, particularly from Belarus and Russia. Following the 2021 migration crisis driven by political conflict with Belarus, Lithuania adopted aggressive tactics to stem migration. In 2021, immigrants made up 6.2% of the population, but stringent policies have drastically cut new arrivals. One such policy is Lithuania's controversial pushback strategy, which denies asylum to those attempting illegal border crossings. The government erected border fences and enhanced military patrols, significantly reducing the inflow of migrants. Political factions like the Homeland Union champion these policies, asserting they protect the nation from external pressures. Number 13. Latvia. Latvia, a small but beautiful Baltic country known for its lush forests and medieval architecture, has a population of 1.8 million. Its immigrant population, which is primarily from former Soviet states, makes up around 11%. However, in recent years, Latvia has taken a tougher stance on immigration, especially regarding migrants from the Middle East and Africa, citing national security concerns. As of 2022, Latvia introduced laws easing deportations and limiting asylum claims. The conservative Latvian National Alliance has spearheaded these efforts, pushing for tighter border controls. Following the 2021 migrant crisis in Belarus, Latvia constructed border barriers and significantly heightened surveillance, greatly reducing the number of migrant entries. Before we continue, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We invest a lot of effort in researching, scripting, and editing to bring you this type of content. Number 12. Slovakia. Slovakia, located in Central Europe, is renowned for its stunning high Tatras mountain range and rich cultural traditions. With a population of 5.4 million, immigrants account for just 2.9%. Slovakia once had a modest immigrant population, but since 2015, strict immigration laws have drastically reduced these numbers. By 2015, Slovakia had around 20,000 immigrants, mostly from neighboring countries like Ukraine and Romania. However, by 2024, that number has sharply declined due to stricter immigration policies. Slovakia has limited the number of asylum seekers and enhanced its deportation laws. The country has heavily invested in border patrol and surveillance systems, especially along its eastern borders, to prevent illegal immigration. Slovakia's nationalist government has been a major force behind these reforms, with parties like the Slovak National Party backing measures to safeguard Slovakia's cultural identity. Number 11. Czech Republic. The Czech Republic, famous for its historic cities like Prague and its world-class beer culture, has a population of 10.7 million. Approximately 6.4% of this population consists of immigrants, though the government has carefully controlled this number since 2015. Back then, the Czech Republic accepted around 450,000 migrants, mostly from Ukraine, Slovakia, and Vietnam. The government has since tightened immigration controls, particularly for non-EU migrants. The Czech government has passed laws making it harder for asylum seekers to gain entry or legal residency. Nationalist movements, such as the Freedom and Direct Democracy Party, advocate for limiting refugee intake and increasing border security. Moving on to number 10, Slovenia. Positioned between Italy and Croatia, Slovenia is known for its picturesque lakes, mountains, and medieval architecture. Despite its modest population of just over 2 million, Slovenia has taken an increasingly firm approach to immigration, particularly since 2015. That year, Slovenia saw an influx of around 50,000 migrants during the European refugee crisis, with many passing through on their way to Western Europe. However, by 2024, Slovenia had clamped down on immigration, sharply reducing the number of migrants and asylum seekers it accepts. Presently, immigrants constitute roughly 12% of Slovenia's population, a figure that has remained stable due to stringent immigration policies. Slovenia has made border security a top priority, working in collaboration with European agencies to prevent unauthorized crossings, especially along its southern borders with Croatia. Slovenia has also introduced fast-track deportation procedures for undocumented migrants. What's more, Slovenia has teamed up with the EU's Frontex agency to reinforce border protection, making illegal entry into the country nearly impossible. Additionally, political factions like the Slovenian Democratic Party have played an active role in advocating for limiting immigrant intake to safeguard the nation's cultural and economic stability. Number 9. Germany. Germany, Europe's economic powerhouse with a population of over 83 million, has seen a steady increase in its immigrant population, now comprising 12.5%. Back in 2015, Germany played a pivotal role in the European migrant crisis, accepting over 1 million refugees, mainly from Syria. However, since then, Germany has imposed stricter controls on immigration. Recent immigration laws prioritize skilled labor, while deportation policies have been ramped up, with over 20,000 deportations in the past year alone. Germany's focus remains on maintaining security and tightly managing immigration. Number 8. Greece. Known for its rich history and stunning islands, Greece has a population of 10.4 million. Around 9% of the population consists of immigrants, with significant arrivals between 2010 and 2015, mostly from Syria, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. Greece played a critical role in the European refugee crisis, with nearly 1 million migrants passing through its borders in 2015. Since then, Greece has introduced stricter border controls and deportation policies, working closely with EU agencies to manage migration. The government has collaborated with Turkey through a controversial deal to limit the flow of migrants, prioritizing national security. Next, at number 7, we have Sweden. Famous for its picturesque landscapes, high standard of living, and strong social welfare system, Sweden has a population of approximately 10.5 million. Sweden's immigrant population has surged in recent years and now makes up over 20% of the total population. The country has seen a significant influx of migrants from conflict regions like Syria and Iraq. For years, Sweden had a reputation as a welcoming destination for immigrants. However, this has changed as the country faces challenges with integration and the strain on its welfare system. Sweden's immigration policies have become increasingly selective, with a focus on accepting highly skilled workers over refugees. In recent years, the government has also ramped up deportations for those who don't qualify for asylum, responding to growing concerns about national security. Additionally, Sweden's political landscape has shifted toward more restrictive immigration laws, driven by parties that prioritize domestic interests over humanitarian concerns. As a result, Sweden has become less appealing for migrants looking for permanent settlement. Moving on to number 6, France. Home to over 68 million people, France has long been a top destination for immigrants, especially from former French colonies in North Africa, including Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia. Immigrants now make up about 10% of France's population, and immigration remains a divisive issue within the country. France's immigration policies have tightened in recent years, with new laws introduced to streamline asylum applications while enforcing stricter deportation measures. Many migrants arrive seeking better economic opportunities or escaping conflict, but France has made it increasingly difficult for asylum seekers to stay. Immigration has also been at the center of heated debates surrounding cultural identity and secularism in France, with many politicians advocating for more stringent policies to protect national interests. In particular, the rise of populist and nationalist movements in France has led to greater scrutiny of immigration, particularly from Muslim-majority countries. The French government continues to grapple with balancing national security concerns with its long-standing tradition of providing asylum to those in need. At number 5, Denmark is recognized for its high living standards and strong welfare system. Denmark has a population of 5.8 million, with immigrants making up about 10% of that figure. Despite its relatively small size, Denmark has one of the strictest immigration policies in Europe. In recent years, the government has implemented controversial measures, such as a law that allows asylum seekers to be sent to third countries, including Rwanda, while their applications are processed. These measures have sparked debates across Europe but remain in place as part of Denmark's efforts to limit the number of asylum seekers. Denmark's political landscape is dominated by parties that favor limiting immigration, with a particular focus on national security and preserving Denmark's cultural identity. Coming in at number 4, Austria, with its stunning alpine landscapes and rich cultural history, is home to about 9 million people. Immigration has long been a topic of discussion in Austria, particularly since the European migrant crisis of 2015. Currently, immigrants represent about 17% of the population, most notably from Turkey, the Balkans, and former Yugoslavian states. Austria has introduced strict deportation policies and has invested heavily in border control, often working closely with neighboring countries like Hungary to prevent unauthorized migration. The Austrian government has also tightened its asylum policies, making it more difficult for non-EU migrants to gain entry or permanent residence in the country. Right-wing parties, such as the Freedom Party of Austria, have been instrumental in pushing for these policies, which they argue are necessary to maintain Austria's cultural and social stability. At number 3 is Italy. With its rich history, world-famous cuisine, and scenic beauty, Italy is home to around 60 million people. For years, Italy has served as a key entry point for migrants attempting to enter Europe due to its geographic location in the Mediterranean. By 2024, immigrants made up approximately 10% of Italy's population, largely due to migration from North Africa and the Middle East. However, Italy has faced challenges with integrating these migrants, particularly as the European migrant crisis continues to evolve. Recent political shifts, particularly with the rise of right-wing parties, have led to the implementation of stricter immigration laws. These include fast-tracking deportations for illegal immigrants and tightening border security along the Mediterranean coast. Italy has also worked with other EU nations to limit the number of asylum seekers accepted, often partnering with countries like Libya to reduce the flow of migrants. Moving on to number 2, Poland. Known for its rich cultural history and beautiful landscapes, Poland has a population of 38 million. In recent years, Poland has become known for its stringent immigration policies, particularly regarding migrants from the Middle East and Africa. However, Poland has been more welcoming to refugees from Ukraine, accepting over 1.5 million Ukrainian refugees in the wake of the Russian invasion in 2022. Despite this, Poland remains firm in its stance against broader immigration, with political leaders frequently emphasizing the need to maintain national security and cultural identity. Number 1. Hungary. With a population of 9.6 million, Hungary has taken one of the hardest stances on immigration in Europe. Under Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, the country has implemented some of the strictest immigration policies, including constructing a border fence and criminalizing assistance to undocumented migrants. Before you go, imagine discovering that there are Muslim-majority countries where people are quietly embracing Christianity. It sounds unbelievable, right? If you thought Europe's transformation was surprising, just wait until you see what's happening in these countries. Click on the video about to pop up, and I promise you'll be shocked by the stats and stories you didn't see coming.